So the Madam Web movie has had a lot more details come out. I'm going to start this off by saying I've literally never heard of a movie having to refund tickets. Like, that's actually probably the worst record of a movie I have ever heard. And with all the hype about it being something that connects their little, villain verse, whatever they want to call it, man, I've heard there was nothing in that. It's basically a movie that if you want to see how to screw up a movie for a franchise building opportunity, watch Madam Web. I've heard just nothing good about it. Entirely the complete concept was to basically make a movie about Madam Web, which the only point to the Madam Web is Spider-Man. They couldn't even mention the name of the baby. I mean, at this point, I am curious if Disney actually has an opportunity to come after them for brand ruining. Like, they are destroying in the eyes of normies. They don't know. They don't know that the MCU isn't Sony. Like, I have friends that I talk to and they are like, wait, all this isn't Sony? I got MCU? I'm like, no, none of it has anything to do with it. It legitimately is its own thing, and that's the effect. I mean, if we have the actors not even knowing if they're working for Sony or Marvel, that's bad. I mean, they literally use the same introductions in the movies, but have to go, I don't remember the exact words, but it's basically in reference to Marvel, but we're really not the MCU. So expect this to continue to go downhill. At this point, Sony, if you're listening, keep the animated rights, make a deal 50-50, give the live action rights back, and you're taking 50% of the profit off of everything they do with Spider-Man. This would allow you to retain the rights, but not allow you to screw it up anymore. Let's be real. Y'all can't make a live action movie for shit. Everyone wants to glorify Tobey Maguire. He shoots it out his wrist. Like, why should we take away the inventive capability of Peter Parker? I mean, that's kind of a really cool element of him. From the 90s animated series, not only did he make the web shooters, he invented his web. He was able to make various types of it, like the more cement kind of styled version that he used against Hydro Man. I mean, this is kind of a part of the character. He's a brilliant chemist. And I don't know, don't get me wrong. The Green Goblin from that was iconic. Not the knockoff Harry version that was like Samurai Green Goblin. That was ridiculous and stupid, and no wonder y'all didn't have a fourth movie. I mean, that 70s Venom. I mean, come on. Did we really think that that scrawny little kid was going to be a great, version for Venom? That was trash. And let's look at the second series. Like, y'all literally picked a guy that can play the hot, confident, charismatic guy to play the average, shy, and unconfident guy. It was a horrible decision. Now, granted, some of his quippy humor, like the, oh no, knives, how did you know my weakness? That was brilliant. I love that. Him dodging the bullets of the police, amazing. But him as Peter Parker was really a bad choice. Now, granted, the writing ruined it more than anything. And I think it's Avi Arad. He's the guy that comes in during the final movie before they screw it up. And who knows what we would have had as the original Tobey Maguire's third outing or Andrew Garfield's second outing if Avi Arad hadn't come in and forced people to add these extra components. I mean, I get it. You were involved with the animated series. But 20-minute episodes were for kids, man. Those should be like hour-long episodes for adults. So you're going to try and rush in like they did in 20-minute things, acting like a movie is like 3-4 episodes? That's not cool. And that's why you deserve to lose every rights, every bit of accreditation, and any respect that you've ever earned from your previous career in Marvel. If you're hearing me, Avi Arad, you suck at your job and you're ruining the IP. You need to back off. Sony, you need to make that decision. And Marvel, y'all need to come together and buy his part out. I don't care what it takes. Get him out of it. Just the same as Kennedy from Star Wars. Like, she has probably been involved with most of the things that people don't like. Yet, it does confuse me how we finally got the two people everyone wanted in charge of Star Wars, and they're moving towards it, yet they're failures, yet they haven't been in full control yet on any projects we've seen released. It's funny, but not really. It's kind of sad and pathetic that people hold these opinions about it. So, let's get this straight. I'll get back to it. Madam Web is probably the worst thing superhero movies have ever had, and to say that's worse than things like The Flash with its reputation, the second Aquaman with its reputation, Secret Invasion, like, oh man, that makes Secret Invasion like almost peak, like just switch up that final episode and like it destroys it. And that, in my opinion, is probably the worst thing we've gotten from Marvel, is the Secret Invasion series. So that's all I can really say. I don't have a more personal opinion, except I refuse to go see that, like, dumpster fire of a film. So, hey, if you want more honest opinions from the Geeky Guru, subscribe, follow along, and I'll be here next time. Peace.